You've probably heard about Snow White, Disney's latest live-action remake, which was supposed to be a major win for the company. After all, Disney has a track record of turning its animated classics into huge live-action successes. But this time, things didn't quite go as planned. Instead of a triumph, Snow White became one of the most talked about failures of the year. And at the heart of the controversy? Rachel Zegler, the actress who was supposed to be the star of the film. Instead of owning the film's problems, she shifted blame in some unexpected directions. Minecraft, anyone? Yes, you heard that right. As bizarre as it sounds, Minecraft might just be part of the reason behind her public meltdown. Rachel Zegler seemed like the perfect fit for the role of Snow White. She's young, talented, and fresh off her breakout role in West Side Story, which earned her critical acclaim and a massive following. Disney saw potential in her, and she was cast as the titular character in the remake of Snow White, a movie that was meant to redefine Disney's live-action adaptations. Expectations were high, and the anticipation was palpable. But things started going south almost immediately after the first trailer dropped. Fans began to express concerns about the film's direction, questioning everything from the casting choices to the overall tone. The controversy grew louder after Rachel's comments about the movie.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just.
Movie. Instead of easing the tension, Rachel seemed to fuel the fire, making statements that many perceived as tone-deaf. She even made waves when she spoke out against the movie's original classic portrayal of Snow White as a passive, damsel-in-distress character. While her attempt to modernize the character wasn't inherently a bad idea, it felt out of place in a film that still struggled to connect with the original fanbase. When Snow White finally premiered, the reality was much harsher than anyone anticipated. Critics weren't kind, and audiences didn't exactly rush to theaters. The box office numbers were disastrous, especially for a film with such a high budget and enormous expectations. Instead of dominating the box office, Snow White stumbled, failing to pull in anywhere near what Disney had hoped. As Disney's latest live-action remake, it was supposed to be a slam dunk, but it ended up being one of the biggest flops in recent history. So, what went wrong? Was it just the poor reviews, or was there something more at play? The controversies surrounding the movie and its star, Rachel Zegler, definitely didn't help matters. From the onset, the film seemed to face an uphill battle in terms of public perception. Fans were divided, and the media wasn't kind, with many questioning why Disney had chosen to go in such a different direction with this beloved classic. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Instead of taking responsibility or acknowledging the film's flaws, Rachel Zegler seemingly started to look for something, or someone, to blame. The target: Minecraft. Out of nowhere, Rachel apparently pointed to the success of the Minecraft movie as a reason why Snow White had failed. She implied that the hype around Minecraft, especially its highly anticipated movie, overshadowed Snow White in a way that prevented her film from getting the attention it deserved. Now, this is where things get really bizarre. First off, Minecraft is a completely different beast. A video game turned movie that appealed to a younger audience with a completely different vibe. How could a family-friendly game movie be the reason Snow White flopped? Well, Rachel didn't stop there. She dug herself deeper into this Minecraft hole, essentially arguing that if Minecraft hadn't been such a hit, maybe Snow White would have had a better shot. It was a bizarre and unexpected twist in her public narrative, one that many fans found, well, perplexing. Let's dig into the numbers a bit more. Minecraft, despite facing its own set of challenges with early development issues, ended up becoming a massive success. With Jack Black at the helm, the film garnered huge attention and received much more favorable reviews than Snow White. Within its first month, Minecraft grossed over $700 million, far outpacing the expectations of many, including the film's creators. Meanwhile, Snow White struggled to even hit a fraction of that figure. So why did Minecraft do so well, while Snow White floundered? Part of it is certainly due to the film's lighter tone and appeal to a global, multi-generational audience. Jack Black's playful energy made him a favorite among both kids and adults, and his social media presence only helped to boost the film's popularity. Meanwhile, Snow White felt like it was trying too hard to be something it wasn't, alienating both old fans and new ones. As the weeks passed, the backlash against Snow White grew more intense, and it seemed like Rachel Zegler was caught in the crossfire. She started losing followers on social media as fans and critics alike called out her tone-deaf comments and her inability to take ownership of the film's failure. It wasn't just the movie's reception, it was her public persona that was starting to unravel. People were quick to jump on her every word, especially after she made a series of questionable comments about the movie and its detractors. The emotional video she posted about how overwhelmed she was by the entire experience didn't help either. In an attempt to humanize herself and express how hard it had been, Rachel opened up about the personal toll the backlash was taking on her. However, it came across as more of a plea for sympathy than a genuine reflection on the film's shortcomings. Fans didn't buy it, and the sympathy she was hoping for didn't come. And then there's Jack Black. While Rachel was stumbling, Jack Black was making headlines for all the right reasons. His charm, humor, and overall likability made him an internet darling, and fans were drawn to his down-to-earth persona. Unlike Rachel, who was caught up in the drama and controversy, Jack embraced the chaos with a smile and a joke, which earned him admiration from fans worldwide. It's hard to deny that his positive attitude played a huge part in the success of Minecraft, while Rachel's defensive, combative stance didn't exactly endear her to the public. Let's talk about Disney. The failure of Snow White has had ripple effects across the entire studio. Disney, which has relied heavily on live-action remakes of its animated classics, has had to re-evaluate its strategy. The company was already facing criticism for its woke storytelling approach, and the backlash against Snow White has only intensified this discussion. Disney is now reportedly pulling back on future live-action adaptations, with films like Tangled and Hercules being reconsidered. This shift in strategy is a direct response to the failure of Snow White, and, by extension, Rachel Zegler's portrayal of the character. It's clear that the public wants something different, something more authentic, and Disney seems to be finally listening to the feedback. However, it remains to be seen whether they can course correct in time. As the dust settles, Rachel Zegler has attempted to regain some of the public favor she lost during the Snow White debacle. In interviews, she's tried to downplay her earlier comments and pivot to more positive narratives. But here's the thing. When you've already said some pretty outlandish things, it's hard to walk it back. In an attempt to rebuild her image, she's also taken to sharing more personal moments online, like posts about her dog's health struggles. While these moments show a more vulnerable side of her, they're also an attempt to shift focus away from the Snow White disaster. But, as with many things in the age of social media, it might be too little, too late. So, what's the takeaway from this whole saga? Is Rachel Zegler truly the victim of a media-driven smear campaign? Or is she just another star who couldn't handle the pressure of her first big leading role? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.